Lords Justice Mantri, my Lord Justice Shirsat, Mr. Thakkar, President of the Bombay Bar Association, Mr. Anil Singh, the Learned Additional Solicitor General, Mr. Dhond, the Vice President, distinguished senior advocates, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the Bar. It is our distinct pleasure to have two of what you can clearly see by the time, extremely hard-working judges of our Bombay High Court with us today. And we've been actually trying to organize this tea party for some time, but we haven't actually been able to get both their lordships time, and they finally agreed to come here today. So with that, before we actually ask our president to say his opening remarks, could we please just felicitate and welcome the two judges in our midst? Could I request Mr. Thakkar to please give a small memento to Justice Mantri? And could I request Mr. Dhond to also just give a memento to Justice Mantri? And if I could request for a repeat performance for Justice Shirsat as well. Could I now call upon Mr. Thakkar to give his opening address?
The Honorable Mr. Justice Abhay Mantri, the Honorable Mr. Justice Shreeram Shirsat, the Learned Additional Solicitor General Sri Anil Singh, Mr. Venkatesh Dhond, Vice President, Mr. Naushad Engineer Secretary, members of the Standing Committee of the Bombay Bar Association, senior advocates and esteemed members of the Bar, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and a very warm welcome to you all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you to this special gathering, a moment that calls for both celebration and reflection. Today, we come together to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to two distinguished judges who have joined the bench of this honorable court a while ago, but we did not have occasion to welcome them. We are thankful to Justice Mantri and Justice Shirsat for accepting our invitation to meet members of our bar. What makes this occasion particularly special is that both his lordships are members of our own fraternity who were earlier advocates, who stood where we stand, appeared before this very court, and have now taken their rightful place upon a bench. It is in every sense a proud moment for the bar. Justice Abhay Mantri brings to this court something of equal if different value, a lifetime spent with the judiciary itself, understanding it from the inside and shaping it through decades of service. Born on 16 January 69, his lordship completed his LLB in First Division from MP Law College, Aurangabad. He began his legal career at the grassroots, practicing at the Ambad Taluka Court and District and Sessions Court at Jalna before joining the chambers of late Justice S.C. Bora in 1996, from whose chambers we had several other judges of this court, and his lordship is one of his pupils, Justice Bora's. And thereafter his lordship started his own independent chambers, establishing large practice at Aurangabad bench of Bombay High Court and various tribunals. His lordship entered the judicial service on 19 June 2008 as District and Additional Sessions Judge at Nagpur, and from that point dedicated himself entirely to the cause of justice. Over the years, he served across several districts, Mumbai, Nashik, Washim, Nagpur and Thane, among others, holding positions of increasing responsibility. He also was a principal district and sessions judge and also a chief judge of the Small Causes Court at Bombay. His contribution extended well beyond the courtroom as Registrar Administration and Registrar Vigilance of this court and as Member Secretary of the Maharashtra State Legal Services Authority. His Lordship worked at the heart of the court's institutional life, ensuring not just that the justice was delivered, but that the machinery of justice functioned as it should. Those who have appeared before His Lordship speak of a court where discipline, efficiency, and fairness coexist, where matters move with purpose, but never at the cost of careful thought. His approach embodies a principle that every good judge strives for, that justice must not only be done but must be seen to be done. In a recent judgment as a single judge at Nagpur bench, His Lordship reaffirmed that where an arbitration agreement designates a venue and confers exclusive jurisdiction, such venue must be treated as the seat of arbitration, thereby vesting exclusive jurisdiction in the chosen court. It is an example of the kind of clear, principled reasoning that has defined his judicial career. His elevation as an additional judge of this court on 21st October 23 is a recognition of a career built quietly and steadily on dedication to the institution of justice. We welcome your Lordship and wish you a very successful and satisfying tenure as a judge of this prestigious High Court. Justice Shreeram Shirsat was born on 5th of June 1976 into a family where the law was not merely a profession but a way of life. His late father, Sri Vinayak Shirsat, practiced as an advocate for over 5 decades, and it is perhaps that early immersion in the world of law that set His Lordship firmly on this path. His Lordship completed his BCom from KG Samaya College at Vidya Vihar and his LLB from New Law College Matunga and LLM from Bombay University. He was enrolled as an advocate on 18th of August 1999 and over the next 25 years built a practice that was as broad in its reach as it was deep in its command. His Lordship appeared extensively on the criminal side in appeals, bail applications, anticipatory bail matters and writ petitions, and was widely regarded for his mastery over procedural and statutory criminal law. His work engaged closely with some of the most complex and high-profile matters which came before this court, and to name some of his high-profile opponents as accused, it is Riha Chakravarti, Aryan Khan, Arman Kohli, Naresh Goyal, Jet Airways, Eknath Khadse, Nawab Malik and Anil Deshmukh, Indrani Mukherjee, Rana Kapoor, Deepak Kochar and Varavara Rao. We have read all these names in various newspaper reports, among others. There were matters that tested the boundaries of personal liberty, due process and investigative powers under stringent statutes like NDPS and MP-MLA. His Lordship's practice was never confined to a single forum. There were appearances before the Honorable Supreme Court, before this Honorable Court on criminal appellate side and before various tribunals and commissions. His Lordship's practice spanned over various fields like economic offences, the Prevention of Corruption Act, the Companies Act, medical negligence and service disputes. His Lordship also represented various corporates and institutions like Johnson & Johnson, Lilavati Hospital, National Insurance Company, Canara Bank, BEST, MIDC, a testament to the trust and confidence he inspired all around. Those who appeared with or against His Lordship will recall the sharpness of his preparation, the clarity of his submissions, and the quiet confidence with which he addressed the court. What is perhaps less known but equally telling is that His Lordship carries a creative sensibility beyond the courtroom. He has a known interest in writing and composing poetry, a reminder that the finest legal minds are often those most alive to the full complexity of the human experiences. In his short time on the bench, members of the bar have already witnessed his patient hearing, his balanced temperament, and his unwavering focus on fairness. His transition from advocate to judge is not merely natural, but it is richly deserved. We welcome your Lordship and wish you a very successful and satisfying tenure as a judge of this Honorable Court. the Bombay Bar Association and all its members assure both your lordships of their fullest cooperation in the administration of justice in this court and disposal of matters before it. We again wish both of you a tenure that is fulfilling, impactful, and worthy of the high office you now hold. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Thakkar, for that enlightening speech which highlighted the commanding practice of both these learned judges, the sacrifices that they've made when they took this high office, and also the fact, and all of us who've appeared before both your lordships, I'm sure would say that we've always experienced a fair and firm hearing in your lordship's court. May I now request Justice Mantri to come and say a few words.
Vice President Sri Venkatesh Daund, Secretary, Senior Counsel Sri Naushad, Engineer, Additional Solicitor General, ASG Sri Singh, distinguished senior counsels and friends. First of all, I am grateful to Bombay Bar Association for inviting me and Mr. Justice Shreeram. I will not take much time as it is a 6 p.m. and I know that everyone is preparing to leave for their offices after court hours. Mr. Thakkar has given my introduction in detail. Still, I want to say something. I belong to the small town. Hon'ble came from the business family. My father was principal at Adarsh Mahavidyalaya, Hingoli. My cousin and grandfather was the lawyer. He was practicing at Hon'ble Taluka Court. And after completion of my graduation, I started my practice at Hon'ble Taluka Court. Every Friday, I was going to Jalna District and Sessions Court for appellate and sessions work. In early days, I also appear and argued the matter before the Tahsildar. After completion of the 5 years, with the inspiration of my senior, Sri S.C. Bora, and my relatives, I shifted to Aurangabad and joined the chamber of Sri Justice S.C. Bora. Then from 2000 to 2008, I started my independent practice. I was eager to do judicial work at Bombay, principal seat Bombay. I consider myself fortunate that the Honorable Chief Justice gave me an opportunity to sit at Bombay. In fact, it was a double dhamaka. Ek pe ek free, like us. As I got the golden opportunity to sit with senior most judge, Sri Justice Ghuge of the Bombay High Court in courtroom number 52 for near about 3 months from January to April. During this tenure, I gained good experience. While sitting with senior brother judge, I have had an opportunity to hear the arguments of many senior counsels. Many of them are present today. And therefore, I have learned so many things from their arguments. Let me frankly tell you that my journey from Hon'ble Taluka Court to the judge of this court taught me that success comes from sincerity and hard work. There is no shortcut for success. I have heard a lot about the BBA. Truly, we can say that old is gold, Zunate Sona. Like the Bombay Bar Association has a legacy, and therefore I was enthusiastic to visit the Bombay Bar Association. And 8 to 10 days back, Mr. Thakkar came to my chamber and invited me to visit the BBA. Without a moment of hesitation, I gave my consent to him. And today I received such a warm welcome from the BBA. It is a great pleasure for me to be here. Certainly, I will carry inspiration of this bar room with me. The valuable experience I have gained in Mumbai will certainly help me in delivering the justice in the future. I would like to suggest the younger members of the bar, especially the first generation lawyers. The beginning may be difficult, but you must remain confident, but not overconfident. This is a profession of lifelong learning, and we must continue to learn from every corner of the legal fraternity. I assure you all that I will do my best to serve the judicial system. Brother Sri Justice Shreeram is here, and we all are eager to hear him. Therefore, I shall conclude here. Thank you very much. Once again, thank you.
Thank you, Justice Mantri, for those inspiring and instructive words. Could I now request Justice Shirsat to come and give his speech?
Respected members of the bar, Nitin Thakkar sir, Anil Singh sir, Dod sir, good evening to all. And also to my brother Judge Shri Mantri, dear colleagues and friends. I am genuinely moved by this gesture more than I expected to be. Although I have practiced mostly on the criminal side as a defense lawyer and also as an additional and special public prosecutor, I must say that during the journey of 25 years, I have grown up in this profession hearing the names of the legends of this bar. To be honored by such legends and in the presence of legal luminaries at Bombay Bar Association means something that a formal expression of gratitude cannot quite capture. So let me simply say thank you. The years at the bar were not always easy, though they were always instructive. Every matter taught me something about the law, certainly more often about patience, about listening, and about the gap between what is legally correct and what is just. That gap, I have come to believe, is where a lawyer earns his worth. And it is where a judge must be most vigilant. Whatever I carry to this office and role, I carry from here, the bar, from the people in this room and my other advocate friends who may not be present here. I have stood on the other side of the courtroom long enough to know what it cost, the preparation, the pressure, the responsibility of holding someone's trust in your hands. I will not forget that. I hope it makes me a more patient reader of facts and a judge who never loses sight of what is actually at stake in every matter that comes before the court. The shift from the bar to the bench changes the nature of one's role, but not one's obligation. Rather, it deepens. The independence that a lawyer exercises in choosing his cause, a judge, I believe, must exercise in deciding it. That is a responsibility I approach with great seriousness and I will admit with some humility. I deem myself fortunate To have had seniors like Raja Thakre, who is now an additional Solicitor General at Delhi, Shri Avdut Chimalkar, the Special Public Prosecutor, Manor Kandalkar, Rujuta Pradhan, who led by example rather than instructions, and colleagues whose friendship never made me the harder days worthwhile. I am sustained, as I always have been, by my parents, by my wife Dipti, whose support has never been loud, but has never not once been absent. I must acknowledge that assisting ASG Anil Singh sir further enriched the experience of being a lawyer. He gave me opportunities to assist him in high profile criminal matters and also to independently handle it. Thank you, sir. I must also mention during this journey I was supported by Shri Aditya Thakkar, whom I respect a lot. The bar will always be home. What changes now is simply the chair I sit in. Thank you for this honor, for your faith, and to all my colleagues, even those who are not present here. I must say for the years of companionship and guidance that has brought me to this moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Justice Shirsat, for those lovely words. So, with that, this concludes our evening's function. Please, as the notice said, it's a meet and greet. So now you've met the judges, now you can greet them as well. And please do join us for some tea and snacks as well. Thank you, everyone.